And a very pleasant good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Gilcombe Field on the campus of Brevard College. Game 3, the rubber match of a series between Brevard and Pfeiffer, two USA South Conference rivals. Will go at it again this afternoon after the two teams split yesterday. Brevard winning game number 1, 13-11 in absolutely dramatic fashion. And then Pfeiffer taking the second game 7-2. Brevard winning that first game on a walk-off home run by Logan Sawyer in the bottom of the ninth. That was the difference. And a big day for Sawyer, of course, but also Frankie Vasquez going 3 for 5, 2 for 5 day for Hayden Jennings. Cale Ayler with 5 RBIs on a 2 for 3 performance. But then Pfeiffer responded with the win in game number 2, so it sets up the rubber match. See who will win the series between Brevard and Pfeiffer. Quick look at the starting lineups. First for the visitors, Pfeiffer batting first will be Joe Javier, the second baseman. Batting second, the designated hitter Levi Barrett. In the 3-hole is the first baseman Wilson Laurer. Batting fourth at third base is Hunter Honeycutt. Batting fifth, the left fielder CJ Acosta. Batting sixth, the shortstop Austin Wood. Batting seventh, the right fielder Christian Bellantoni. Batting eighth, the catchers Carson Whitehead. In the 9-hole is the center fielder Thomas Ashby, and on the mound for the Falcons, J.D. Mazinger. Tornado starters as follows. Leadoff hitter is the center fielder C.P. Pyle. At catcher, in the 2-hole is Hayden Jennings. Batting third in right field, Logan Sawyer, coming off that walk-off yesterday. Batting fourth, leading home run hitter for the Tornadoes, who had one yesterday as well. That cleanup spot, the first baseman Cale Ayler. Batting fifth at third base, Frankie Vasquez, who leads the Tornadoes in hitting. Batting sixth, the second baseman Luke Morton. Batting seventh, the shortstop Nico Bartolotti. Batting eighth is the DH Hunter Bousquet. Batting ninth, the left fielder Lucas Granada. And the pitcher for the Tornadoes here in game 3 of the series is Jordan Searcy. So that sets you up for what should be a great afternoon of baseball. Pleasant temperatures, wind not as big of a factor as what we saw yesterday. There is some haze in the sky to the east of us, southeast of us here at Gilcombe Field. And do want to send our prayers to those who might be impacted, and hopefully all the impact is minimal, both in South Carolina and also Polk County, North Carolina. We're seeing some of the smoke from those forest fires here this afternoon. So everybody stay safe out there, and hope you can enjoy some baseball with us this afternoon as the Tornadoes and the Falcons, about 17 minutes from first pitch here at Gilcombe Field. Back here at Gilcombe Field as we prepare for Pfeiffer and Brevard baseball coming up about 15 minutes away from first pitch. Thanks for joining us.
A special moment there as Frank Vasquez, the father of Frankie Vasquez, has made his return here to Gilcone Field, a regular in attendance at Gilcone Field over the years, and has gone through quite the journey after a serious car accident that put him in the ICU for almost a month. Fought hard, made it through the ICU, spent a long time in the hospital after that. Then, of course, continuing rehab, and a special, special moment there as Frank Vasquez was able to throw out the ceremonial first pitch to his son, Frankie Vasquez. So real feel-good moment here on Sunday to get things started in Game 3 of this series. And Tornadoes will be looking to win the series with a win today. So stick with us. Pfeiffer and Brevard coming up shortly. Back here at Gilcone Field. Glad you're able to join us. Pfeiffer and Brevard coming up shortly. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First for the visitors from Pfeiffer. At second base, leading off is Joe Javier. At DH in the 2-hole is Levi Barrett. The first baseman in batting third is Wilson Lohr. Batting fourth, the third baseman Hunter Honeycutt. Batting fifth is the left fielder CJ Acosta. Batting sixth, the shortstop Austin Wood. Batting seventh is the right fielder Christian Bellantoni. In the 8-hole is the catcher Carson Whitehead. Batting ninth, center fielder Thomas Ashby. And on the mound for the Falcons is J.D. Basinger. Tornadoes starting lineup as the two head coaches gather at home plate with the umpiring crew. Starting lineup for the Tornadoes, center fielder C.P. Pyle leads off. Batting second's the catcher Hayden Jennings. Batting third is the right fielder Logan Sawyer. Batting fourth at first base, Cale Ayler. Batting fifth at third base, Frankie Vasquez. Batting sixth at second base, Luke Morton. Batting seventh, the shortstop Nico Bartolotti. Batting eighth, the DH, Hunter Bousquet. Batting ninth at left field, Lucas Granada. And the pitcher is Jordan Searcy. Interim head coach for the Tornadoes, Vinny Carone, meeting at home plate with the three umpires, along with head coach of the Falcons, Craig Bolton. Warmer temperatures than we experienced yesterday, also less of a wind factor. Wind blowing in currently from center field, but nothing like what we saw yesterday with heavy wind gusts throughout the day and wreaking havoc on some of the plays out there, especially in the outfield. Are seeing quite a bit of haze from fires in the area to the south and southeast of us here at Brevard College, and just do want to give our thoughts to anyone who might be impacted by the fires in the area. Polk County, North Carolina, also areas of South Carolina, and we can actually see some of the haze here in the distance. But glad you're able to join us wherever you may be tuning in from for some Division III baseball USA South Conference action between these two clubs. So just about ready to go here at Gilcone Field. Jordan Searcy, senior right-hander for the Tornadoes out of Polk County, North Carolina. We mentioned Polk County being impacted currently by wildfires, and Jordan Searcy taking the field today as the starting pitcher for the Tornadoes out of Polk County High School. Transferred to Brevard from Mars Hill University. And ready to get things started here with his catcher Hayden Jennings. As we look at the Tornadoes defensively, at first base, Cale Ayler. At second base, Luke Morton. The shortstop's Nico Bartolotti. At third base, Frankie Vasquez. And in the outfield from left to right, Lucas Granada, C.P. Pyle, and Logan Sawyer. Leading off for the Falcons will be Joe Javier, followed by Levi Barrett and Wilson Lohr. 1, 2, 3 hitters. Hunter Honeycutt, C.J. Acosta, and Austin Wood, bat 4, 5, 6. And the 7, 8, 9 hitters, Christian Bellantoni, Carson Whitehead, and Thomas Ashby. So all the preliminaries out of the way, just about ready to get things started here at Gilcone Field, the rubber match of this series, after a very exciting doubleheader yesterday that included a walk-off home run in game number 1. So Javier will lead off for Pfeiffer. Javier hitting a robust .410 this season. And at 1:02 p.m. Eastern Time, we are underway here at Gilcone Field. As first pitch, a called strike. As Searcy delivers. This is roped to left field and just foul. Ball traveled a long way, but foul. So an early 0-2 count for Searcy, but Javier got a lot of the bat on the ball there on the second offering from Jordan Searcy. The 0-2. Grounder. Diving stop made at second base for the Tornadoes, then just beating the throw after the Luke Morton stop and the Cale Ayler stretch is Javier. That'll be an infield single. I'll bring up Levi Barrett, the designated hitter for the Falcons, as Javier just beat out that throw. Almost a sensational play by Luke Morton. As first pitch swinging is Barrett. He skies this to center field, and C.P. Pyle is there to make the out in center. So I'll bring up Wilson Lohr after Searcy's able to get the first out of the inning. Lohr bats from the left side. Pickoff throw to Cale Ayler at first to keep Javier honest. Javier is 7 of 7 this season in stolen base attempts. So certainly have to keep an eye on Javier on the base paths. The pitch. Chopper down the first base line. Really well done by Ayler to make the play defensively. And that'll be out number 2. I'll bring up Hunter Honeycutt. Javier advancing to second on the play. And Honeycutt will get his first at-bat of Game 3 of this series. 288 hitter this season. First pitch inside, ball 1. Pitch there, inside, 2-0. Just getting started here at Gilcone Field. Runner at second. Here's the 2-0. This is going to be fouled off down the right field line. And up the middle, Morton makes the play at second, throws over to Ayler for out number 3. So after Javier reached base on the infield single, Cersei and the Tornado defense get it done, retiring the next 3 batters. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Scoreless here at Gilcone Field. Back here at Gilcone Field, Tornadoes with their first time at the plate. Leading off will be C.P. Pyle, followed by Hayden Jennings and Logan Sawyer. They bat 1, 2, 3. Cale Ayler, Frankie Vasquez, Luke Morton, 4, 5, 6. Nico Bartolotti, Hunter Busquet, and Lucas Granada bat 7, 8, 9. Pfeiffer starting pitcher, J.D. Basinger. And the defense behind him, Carson Whitehead is the catcher. First base, Wilson Lohr. Second base, Joe Javier. Third base, Hunter Honeycutt. Shortstop's Austin Wood. Acosta, Ashby, and Bellantoni left to right in the outfield. So C.P. Pyle steps to the plate. Leadoff hitter for the Tornadoes. Has a home run and a triple to his credit this season, so don't discount his power as well. Pitch low, ball 1. Pyle, Hayden Jennings, and Logan Sawyer due up here in the top of the first, top of the order for Brevard, bottom of the first rather, as this is flown out to shallow center field, and that'll be out number 1. So I'll bring up Hayden Jennings. Having an outstanding season at the plate, a .368 hitter this season. As that first pitch, missing the mark, ball 1. Jennings, the senior from Beaufort, South Carolina. John Paul II High School. He's had a impactful career for the Tornadoes, now in his senior season. As that pitch also outside, 2-0. Jennings flies this to center field. And another play is made by Thomas Ashby. That'll be out number 2. So I'll bring up Logan Sawyer, the hero of yesterday's Game 1 walk-off win with the 2-run shot that just absolutely sent shockwaves through the campus of Brevard College as this is driven to center field. So 3 straight plays made by center fielder Thomas Ashby in a quick inning for Pfeiffer's Basinger and the Falcons defense. We'll head to the top of the second. Scoreless here at Gilcone Field. CJ Acosta leads off for the Falcons, 5-hole hitter here in the second inning, and Cersei goes back to work. Acosta, Wood, and Bellantoni, the do-ups here in the second for Pfeiffer. First pitch outside, ball 1. Left-hand hitting. CJ Acosta leads the team in home runs with 4. The pitch. Inside, ball 2. Costa, a graduate student, transferred to Pfeiffer from Catawba College, Burlington, North Carolina native, as this is hit in foul territory, out of play in right field, but the play is made. Nicely done by the right fielder Sawyer on the foul ball for out number 1. I'll bring up Austin Wood, starting shortstop for the Falcons. After the fly out in foul territory by Acosta. Pitch there, swing and a miss. A wicked offering from Cersei. Completely fooling Wood. Next pitch, high and inside, 1-1. Pitch locates there, gets that inside part of the plate. So Cersei ahead of Wood, 1-2. As that's fouled off out of play towards the McCoy Tennis Complex. Brevard College tennis in action this spring, off to a great start, both on the men's and women's side, under the direction of head coach Brad Jones. And swing and a miss. Cersei gets the strikeout. And Wood is retired. That's out number 2. Bring up Christian Bellantoni with 2 down, nobody on. So Cersei able to get the fly out in foul territory, and then big time strikeout of Wood. That brings up Bellantoni. First pitch swinging, and that'll be a base hit on a rocket to short. And that'll bring up Carson Whitehead. So Whitehead steps to the plate after the infield single by Bellantoni. Second time in as many innings Cersei's had to deal with a base runner. Both base runners coming aboard via infield hits. As that first pitch, a ball. 61 degrees currently here at Gilcone Field. Expecting temperatures to creep up to 65 by the time we're done this afternoon. Very pleasant spring temperatures as a pickoff throw to first to keep Bellantoni honest over there at first base, the base runner for the Falcons. Pitch here. High, and stolen base attempt, and he's ruled safe. Morton thought he had the tag. It was a great throw. Pitch was a ball, so 2-0 the count. And Bellantoni able to beat the tag somehow. Good throw, looked like a good tag, but the ruling was that Bellantoni was safe. So now base runner in scoring position with 2 outs. And the 2-0 count. Cersei. Swing and a miss. Good looking pitch. Getting that past Whitehead. Bellantoni, the base runner at second after the stolen base. Here comes the 2-1 from Cersei. Just missing there. Ball 3. Jennings thought he had that pitch framed there properly. 3 balls, 1 strike. Big leadoff over there at second base for Bellantoni. As that pitch is outside for a ball 4 and a walk for Whitehead. So 2 aboard for the Falcons with 2 outs. So Ashby comes to the plate with runners at first and second and 2 outs after the base on balls for Whitehead. Pitch there outside. And timeout for the Tornadoes as Jennings will talk things over with Cersei. Ashby, the 9-hole hitter, does have 2 home runs on the season. Starting center fielder, we saw him very active that last half inning. He made all 3 outs in the inning out there in center field. Now looking to get things done with his bat. Meanwhile, Cersei and Jennings with a conversation to see how they can look to strand the 2 Falcons base runners here with 2 outs. 1 ball, no strikes. Cersei with the pitch. And just missing, then an appeal to first. He did not go around, so ball 2. And now a 2-0 count. Pitch just missing inside, so 3-0 count now for Ashby. Cersei seems to just be missing on so many of these offerings. And hand it to the Falcons hitters, being patient through these offerings. As pitch there is a called strike. So a 3-1 count. Runners first and second, 2 outs. Ashby at the plate. Pitch from Cersei. Swing and a miss. Got that past Ashby, and just like that, Cersei's worked his way back into this count. Full count here with 2 outs, 2 on. Runners going. Ball is lifted up to center field, and C.P. Pyle is there to make the play. Cersei very nicely done to strand those 2 runners, getting that 3rd out on the fly out to center. So 2 are left, 1 hit in the inning for the Falcons. Ayler, Vasquez, and Morton due up for the Tornadoes. We'll head to the bottom of the second, scoreless at Gilcone Field. Scoreless here as we head to the bottom of the second. And Cale Ayler will lead things off. First pitch there, outside. Long shot here to right field, and that's going to be a double for Cale Ayler. So a double for Ayler. Soft ground ball. Ayler's going to try to make his way to third, and he does as the out's made on the play. So after the ground out by Vasquez, 2-0 the count. As that's fouled off. 2-1. Pitch there, missing. 3-1. This is lifted to center field, and who else but Ashby makes the play. Ayler coming home and safe, so sacrifice fly, RBI, and 1 run on the board for the Tornadoes. Tornadoes with the first run of the game, and now 2 outs as Nico Bartolotti steps to the plate. Nico Bartolotti starting shortstop for the Tornadoes. Oh, 1 the count to Bartolotti as Basinger continues his outing. He's been very efficient. It's just the 12th pitch of the contest. Very quick work in that first inning, and 2 down here, but the Tornadoes able to scratch across a run after a double by Ayler, and then he came home on a sacrifice fly from Morton. There's a swing and a miss there. 1-2. Grounder up the middle and making the plays Wood, the shortstop for out number 3, but Tornadoes able to get a run in the process. We'll head to the top of the third, 1-0 Brevard. So Tornado's able to get 1 run on 1 hit. And we'll head to the top of the third with the Tornadoes on top 1-0. We gave another look to an earlier play and determined that it was an error. Ground ball to short. So an error on Bartolotti early on. Didn't affect any earned runs or anything in that direction, but do want to make that note in case you're scoring from home. So back to the top of the order for Pfeiffer, Joe Javier. Back in the batter's box, and he lines this to center. And base hit for Javier. I'll bring up Barrett. So Barrett steps to the plate. Designated hitter for Pfeiffer. Hits from the right side. Grounder to second. Tornadoes looking to turn the double play, and they do. 4-6-3. Morton to Bartolotti to Ayler. So I'll bring up Wilson Lohr. Hits from the left side. 3-hole hitter. Entered today's contest with a .420 batting average. But thanks to the double play, base runners wiped away from the situation. As ground ball to third, Vasquez has it, tosses over to Ayler, and great job by the Tornado defense and Cersei to get out of the frame. We'll head to the bottom of the third. Bousquet and Granada and Pyle due up for Brevard College. Your score, Brevard 1, Pfeiffer 0. Bousquet, Granada, and Pyle due up. Hunter Bousquet with his first at-bat of the contest. A .317 hitter this season. Does have a home run, 7 RBIs. In that DH spot for the NATOs this afternoon. First pitch from Basinger. Grounder to third, and able to scoop it out is Lohr. So 1 pitch, 1 out. And that'll bring up Granada. So Lucas Granada steps to the plate. What a career he's had at Brevard College, the senior from Wake Forest, North Carolina. First pitch here outside, ball one. Next pitch missing, ball two. Here's the 2-0. Able to find a piece of the plate there was Basinger. Again, very efficient. This is just the 19th pitch of his outing coming here. As this has popped up sky high in the infield. And making the play, first baseman Lohr for out number two. So I'll bring up C.P. Pyle. His first pitch there locates for strike one. One, the count, 2 outs. And the pitch. Line drive to right field, base hit for C.P. Pyle. And a runner aboard for the Tornadoes. That'll bring up Hayden Jennings. So Hayden Jennings with an opportunity with the base runner aboard. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. First pitch to Jennings. Just missing. Actually got a piece of that outside corner. So looked on first glance like it was outside, but home plate umpire had different ideas. Now a pickoff throw to first with C.P. Pyle retreating back. Lohr, the first baseman, we've seen him active defensively in this frame. Pyle running, and that'll be a stolen base. Pitch was a ball, so the count runs to 1-1, and Pyle, just like that, in scoring position. Pyle's third stolen base of the season. Now an error trying to pick off Pyle. So Pyle now at third base. And then a hit by pitch. So Hayden Jennings will take first. And 2 aboard now for Sawyer. The runners on the corners with 2 outs. So big opportunity here for the Nados. Leading 1-0, 2 runners aboard, 2 outs, and the hot-hitting Logan Sawyer on the plate. Runner going, that's Hayden Jennings, and that'll be a stolen base. Pitch was a ball. So Tornadoes active on these base paths with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. 1-1 now the count as swing and a miss from Sawyer. So now 2 runners in scoring position. Pyle, the runner at first. Jennings, the runner at second. Sawyer at the plate. It's going to be a wild pitch that will score C.P. Pyle. So Tornadoes on the base pass, able to earn another run. And the at-bat will continue for Sawyer with Jennings now at third. 2-0, Natos on top now. Pitch there, across the plate, called strike. So 2-2 the count with 2 outs. So Tornadoes scored 2 runs on only 2 base hits in this game. Some opportunistic base run in here in the bottom of the third as this is lifted to center field. Ashby's going to be there for out number 3, but Tornadoes able to earn another run in that inning. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left. Pfeiffer due up Honeycutt, Acosta, and Wood. We'll head to the top of the fourth. Brevard 2, Pfeiffer 0. Honeycutt, Acosta, and Wood, the 4-5-6 hitters, due up for Pfeiffer as Cersei goes back to work. Tornadoes with a 2-0 lead. Top of inning number 4. Pitch from Cersei. Outside, ball 1. That was Cersei's 35th pitch. He's thrown 22 strikes. Here's the 1-0. Lifted to right field, and ball will be foul for strike 1. Ayler did everything he could to try to track that one down. Would have been a spectacular play had he made it. Sort of a over the head Willie Mays type catch, but out of the reach of Ayler, the heralded first baseman for Brevard College. Already seen him with a big double, part of that second inning for Brevard. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Honeycutt. The pitch. Just missing that outside part of the plate. 2-2. Tornadoes under the direction of interim head coach Vinny Carone. Assisted by Cam Cook, Steve Huckey, and Bill Sizemore. As pitch there. Misses. 3-2. So full count situation here for Honeycutt. First batter of this 4th inning. Cersei with the pitch. Chopper up the middle. Luke Morton able to make the play Honeycutt did his best to try to beat it out on the base pass there, but be out number 1 on the 4-3 putout. So I'll bring up C.J. Acosta, left-handed hitter, facing off against Cersei. 1 down here in the top of the 4th. The pitch. High. 1-0. Called strike there from Cersei, who's able to locate nicely. As that's fouled off. Next up for Tornadoes, 3-game series next weekend right here at Gilcone Field versus NC Wesleyan. 2 games on Saturday, game 3 of the series on Sunday. Love to have you out here. Here's the 1-2. High, 2-2. It's the Tornadoes looking to continue success in the USA South Conference. Foul ball. Jennings almost caught that foul tip, which would have been strike 3, but in the dirt. So at bat will continue. 2-2 the count. The pitch. High outside. Ball 3. And Acosta able to draw the walk, so base runner aboard for the Falcons here with 1 out. So I'll bring up Austin Wood. Six-hole hitter with Acosta, the base runner at first after the walk. The pitch. Outside, ball 1. Pickoff throw to first. Acosta dives back safely. Great crowd here at Gilcone Field on a sunny Sunday afternoon. And another pickoff throw. Women's lacrosse in action just next door over at Ives Lamel Family Field. It's their senior day matchup versus Greensboro. As laying down a bunt is Wood, and successful sacrifice moves the runner to second. So 2 down. So 2 down now, and Bellantoni the batter, with Acosta now the base runner on second. Pitch there, swing and a miss. Here's the 0-1. Inside, 1-1. And the pitch. Way inside that time, 2-1. Count runs to 3-1. Now, full count situation. Bellantoni versus Cersei. Pitch there, just missing. So, walk for Bellantoni. Now 2 aboard for Whitehead. So Whitehead will step to the plate. Big opportunity here for the Falcons with the tying run at first. Go ahead, run at the plate. There are 2 outs. First pitch, a ball. And then a hit by pitch is going to load the bases for the Falcons. So Ashby will step to the plate. And Cersei with the delivery. Missing there, high and outside. 1-0. And the pitch. Gets past Jennings and scoring on the wild pitch. Pfeiffer able to cut the lead to 2-1. So now 2-0 the count with a run home for Pfeiffer. Pitch outside, now 3-0. Fouled back, 3-1. So 2 down with runners at second and third. After Acosta scored Bellantoni at third. Whitehead, the runner, at second. Ashby at the plate. And ball 4, so another walk has loaded the bases. Now for Javier. And we'll have a trip to the mound by Director of Pitching Development, Bill Sizemore. So pitching coach heads to the mound. So I'll bring up Joe Javier with another bases loaded situation. The pitch from Cersei. Called strike, gets that outside part of the plate. Good looking pitch. Oh, 1 now the count. And make it 0-2. Look like the same spot for Cersei. Big situation here in the 4th inning. As that pitch outside, 1-2. Just missing there. Count run to 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases are juiced for the Falcons, who've scored 1 run this inning thus far. Tornadoes trying to minimize the damage. Pitch. Got him looking. Big time pitch there from Cersei. Leads the bases loaded with the strikeout looking. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Your score, Brevard 2, Pfeiffer 1. So big part of the Tornadoes order due up here in the bottom of the fourth. Cale Ayler, Frankie Vasquez, and Luke Morton. As Basinger goes back to work, first pitch off the plate, ball one. Ayler with a double and a run scored to start the scoring for Brevard College. Gave the Tornadoes a 1-0 lead in the second. Tornadoes added a run in the third. CP Pyle came home on a wild pitch. Pfeiffer cut the lead in half in the top of the fourth. Now 2-1. Ayler lifts this to left field. Ball's traveling a long way, all the way to the wall. That's going to be a stand-up double, his second of the game, Cale Ayler. So big-time double there for Cale Ayler, his second of the game. That'll bring up Vasquez. That ball traveled a mile. Very hard hit. Long fly ball. Park just contained it over there in left field. Ayler off to a hot start. And Tornadoes in business here in the bottom of the fourth already. No outs, runner at second for Vasquez. Pitch there outside, 2-0. Swing and a miss, 2-1. Luke Morton on deck for the Tornadoes. Here's Vasquez. Pitch is outside, 3-1. Tornadoes 3-2 in the USA South. Pfeiffer 2-3. Two teams split the doubleheader yesterday, as that'll be ball four, and Ayler advances on the play in the process. And that'll bring up Luke Morton. So now runners first and third, and Luke Morton steps to the plate. First pitch to Morton outside. So big opportunity here for Morton and the Tornadoes. And run will score. So we believe that was called a balk. So run scores. And meanwhile, Morton's at-bat already fruitful, and he didn't really have to do anything as Ayler comes home on the balk. So now 3-1 Tornadoes. I credit the base running as well to Ayler. You know, he hit the double, then was able to reach third base on a passed ball, as that's fouled back. So 3-1 Tornadoes on top. Pfeiffer 1 run on 2 hits, 1 error. Brevard 3 runs, 3 hits, 1 error. Pitch to Morton, fouled off. Nico Bartolotti awaits on deck. Hunter Bousquet in the hole. Tornadoes pulled back ahead by 2 runs here. Run scored by Cale Ayler. Pitch there outside 2-2. Morton lifts this to left field. Vasquez is going to tag on the play, and he'll make it to third safely. That brings up Bartolotti. First pitch called strike. Now 1-1 count for Bartolotti. So Vasquez the runner at third. Pitch there inside. 2-1. Strong base running by Vasquez to see the opportunity on that fly out from Morton to take third base. As this is lifted to center, Vasquez is going to tag up at third, and he will score on the sacrifice fly. So Bartolotti brings home Vasquez on the sac fly. So credit the RBI to Bartolotti on the sacrifice fly. Good base running once again by the Tornadoes, earning that 4th run. And that'll bring up Hunter Bousquet now with 2 outs. Brevard's been opportunistic in this contest. Base running's been a big part of it. You don't see this all too often. Currently, more runs than base hits for the Nados. 4 runs on 3 hits. Each team has committed 1 error. Fouled back. 2-1 now the count. The pitch outside. 3-1. Next pitch for Basinger will be 48 pitches. He was incredibly efficient in the first couple innings. Tornadoes slowly starting to make him work a little harder, and there he is issuing a walk to Bousquet, so base runner aboard for the Nados. Here comes Granada. So Lucas Granada will step to the plate. First pitch swinging, and it's going to be an error on Pfeiffer, and all the way around to score is Bousquet. Add another run for the Nados. Now 5-1. So a 3-run inning now for Brevard. Costly error, and now Basinger well off the mark with that pitch. Bousquet, all the way from first base, came around to score. Granada able to find second base on the error. And now base hit to right is going to score Granada. So C.P. Pyle with an RBI single. So Tornadoes now head 6-1. Big fourth inning here for Brevard. And Hayden Jennings to the plate. Pitch there in the dirt, and advancing on the wild pitch will be Pyle. Two outs here in the bottom of the fourth as Brevard has cashed in a variety of ways. A 4-run fourth inning. Have staked the Tornadoes to a 6-1 lead. The 2-0. Just missing outside 3-0. Ball 4, so a 4-pitch walk's going to put Jennings on, and runners first and second for the Nados. So after the mound visit, Logan Sawyer to the plate. Basinger trying to find a strike call. He's threw a 4-pitch walk to Hayden Jennings. Now another ball here to Sawyer. Now he's able to locate for a strike. Do have some action in the Pfeiffer bullpen. As the Tornadoes now with a 6-1 lead. Runners first and second with 2 outs. Pitch to Sawyer, missing 2-1. Laying down the bunt is Sawyer, and that's going to be a beautifully executed bunt base hit. And a bases loaded situation now for Brevard College, and a pitching change coming for Pfeiffer as well. So new pitcher for Pfeiffer, it's James Eason, and he'll square up against Cale Ayler, who, believe it or not, started this 4th inning. So the Tornadoes have batted around. Ayler had a double to start the inning, then came home on a balk. Tough first assignment for Eason. Hot hitting Cale Ayler. As Ayler laces this into right field, and making the play is Bellantoni. But a fruitful inning for the Tornadoes. 4 runs, 3 hits. There was 1 error, 3 left. Tornadoes lead 6-1. So Barrett, Lohr, and Honeycutt due up here for Pfeiffer, as Cersei will continue his outing and has the benefit now of a big lead, as Tornadoes offense really came through in that fourth inning. Tornadoes now leading 6-1 after the 4-run fourth. 1-1 the count to Barrett. Barrett hits that hard down the third base line, and that'll be a base hit for Barrett. And that'll bring up Lohr. Tough play for Vasquez over there in the hot corner. And Lohr to the plate. Grounder here through the right side of the infield, so back-to-back base hits for the Falcons. Now bring up Honeycutt. Grounder, 4-6-3, double play for the Tornadoes. Second time we've seen the Tornadoes execute one of those. Very nicely done. Runner Barrett advances to third on the play. So after the double play, now 2 outs, and here's Acosta. First pitch swinging, and it's absolutely a shot to right field. That's a home run for C.J. Acosta. 2-run blast to right. And just like that, Pfeiffer's deficit now 3 runs to the Tornadoes, who are ahead 6-3. First pitch to Wood, a ball. And then off the plate, 2-0. Pitch inside, 3-0. Seeing some action in the Tornado bullpen, as Cersei now at 76 pitches. And ball 4. And Wood takes first base. That'll bring up Bellantoni. So Bellantoni will step to the plate. 2 down with runner at first. That's Wood. First pitch, a called strike. Cersei trying to get out of this 5th. As that's fouled off. Seeing reports that Craig Vatcher is active in the bullpen. Left-handed pitcher. See if we have to win and if we have to go to Vatcher. Cersei now one strike away from getting out of this inning. Grounder off of the leg of Cersei, then a nice play by Morton to find Bartolotti. Really well done. So fielder's choice and Wood out on the play. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, 1 were left. 6-3 your score as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Vasquez, Morton, and Bartolotti due up for the Natos. Frankie Vasquez leads off for the Tornadoes. And he's thrown out on the play 5-3. Now bring up Luke Morton. First pitch swinging is Morton, and this is going to be in foul territory. First baseman Laurer was trying to track it down. Can't miss the Falcons in their bright yellow uniforms as Laurer is heading towards that dugout full of Falcons. Here's the 0-1. High, 1-1. Luke Morton, the sacrifice fly RBI so far in this contest. Pitch there, missing, 2-1. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. As that pitch locates, Eason with the pitch. Comebacker, and another quick out for the Falcons. Now bring up Bartolotti. So Nico Bartolotti, the sophomore from Lake Wiley, South Carolina, Clover High School product. Had some big moments in his freshman year, really taking things to another level here as a sophomore, as that's fouled back. Pitch from Eason. Hard hit ground ball to second. And somehow able to make the play over there was Javier. And a 1-2-3 inning for the Natos. We'll head to the top of the sixth. 6-3 Brevard. Carson Whitehead will lead off. Cersei will continue his outing. And Whitehead, first pitch swinging. Bartolotti with the play, nicely done at short. One pitch, one out for Cersei here in the top of the sixth. So I'll bring up Thomas Ashby. Excellent work by Cersei throughout his starting appearance. A 2-4 record heading into today. As that pitch just missing. 2-0 now the count. This is Cersei's 7th appearance of the year. They've all been starts, just like what we're seeing today. Here's the 2-0. Fouled back. 2-1. Two-one pitch is fouled back again, 2-2. One down here, top of inning number 6. Brevard with a 6-3 lead, thanks to a big 4th inning where the Tornadoes scored 4 runs. The 2-2. Fouled out of play. Pitch there, got him looking. Big time pitch. Strikeout looking. And Cersei able to get out number 2. So I'll bring up Joe Javier, the leadoff hitter. 2 for 3 on the day. So he's been able to find the base paths. As he pops this up, and Morton is there to make the play on the pop-up to the second baseman for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down for the Falcons in that top of the 6. We'll head to the bottom of the 6. Bousquet, Granada, and Pyle due up. Your score, Brevard 6, Pfeiffer 3. Hunter Bousquet will lead off for the Tornadoes, followed by Lucas Granada and C.P. Pyle here in the bottom of the 6th. Eason continues his relief appearance for Pfeiffer. Here's the 1-0. Catches the outside corner there, 1-1. Bousquet has drawn a walk and scored a run. Scored all the way to first on a costly error by the Falcons. And 1-2 now the count to Bousquet. Bousquet lifts this to shallow right field. 3 Falcons are there. It's going to be the second baseman, Javier, making the play. And that'll bring up Granada. So Lucas Granada steps to the plate. And Eason with the first offering, swing and a miss. Granada has a run scored as well. Chopper there, foul. 0-2. That's fouled back towards our broadcast location. Count will remain 0-2. Big cut there from Granada. CP Pyle on deck. That pitch missing, 1-2. Lucas Granada, whose brother Gage Granada has joined the Tornadoes, a freshman on this year's team. As that pitch outside, 2-2. And the Granada brothers, along with Luke Morton, starting second baseman for the Tornadoes, part of a trio from Wake Forest, North Carolina, all from the same high school, Heritage High School, Swing and a miss there. And that'll bring up CP Pyle. So CP Pyle will step to the plate. And Eason, who has looked solid in relief, goes back to work. This is the 4th appearance of the year for Eason. He did start a game and hasn't pitched much, entering today just 5 1/3 innings. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, and Eason able to put down the Tornadoes 1-2-3. We'll head to the top of the 7th. Your score, Brevard 6, Pfeiffer 3. So new pitcher for the Tornadoes is Craig Vatcher after a solid appearance from Jordan Searcy. As Levi Barrett steps to the plate versus Vatcher. Searcy, 6 innings pitched through 89 pitches, 5 hits, 3 runs, 5 walks, and 3 strikeouts, and has kept the Pfeiffer bats in check to put the Tornadoes in position for a victory here. And Searcy with the necessary work to put himself in position for a victory as the pitcher of record. Vatcher, sophomore from Creedmoor, North Carolina. His first season with the Tornadoes, he transferred in from Guilford College. Left-handed pitcher. And good-looking pitch there. Fools Barrett. This is Vatcher's 3rd appearance of the season. So we haven't seen too much of him. Still looking for his first strikeout in a Tornado uniform. As the count runs 2-2. And Tornadoes ahead 6-3 as we begin the 7th inning. On a sunny Sunday afternoon at the Gill. Here's the 2-2. Count runs full. The pitch from Vatcher. Just missing high, ball 4. So Barrett will take first base, and Lohr will step to the plate. So Wilson Lohr will step to the plate with a runner on first. That's Barrett. The pitch. Missing, ball 1. I appreciate you spending your Sunday with us. I know you have a lot of entertainment options out there. As we approach the start of the Major League Baseball series season, with the exception of the Tokyo series, which was a few days back, Dodgers taking 2 over the Cubs. As base hit there to center, runners first and second. Brings up Hunter Honeycutt. So Tornadoes need to be careful here. Ahead by 3 runs, and tying run now at the plate. No outs here in the top of the 7th. We're seeing some more action in the Tornado bullpen. See if we can identify a right-handed arm, as that first pitch is a ball. Well, we mentioned Major League Baseball, spring training still underway for all the clubs. March Madness also happening. Tight one in Raleigh, North Carolina, where the Florida Gators edged out the 2-time national champion UConn Huskies. So big news there in the world of college basketball. Here's the 1-0. Hope your bracket is still not torn up in 100 pieces and thrown into the trash can by this point. As haven't seen as many upsets this year as you typically would. A lot of fun this time of year, whether it be college baseball, college basketball. The world of sports never slows down. Here's the 2-0. As that's fouled off. So trying to lay down the bunt, but unsuccessfully. That's Honeycutt. No outs, but looking to lay down a sacrifice bunt or even bunt for a base hit with 2 runners aboard. And this is your cleanup hitter, so we'll see if that's the strategy moving forward here. Pitch there, high. 3-1. Jacob Wild, the freshman righty, warming up in the Tornado pen. Three balls and a strike, no outs, runners first and second. That's Barrett at second, Laura at first. At the plate, Honeycutt, the pitch. Ball 4 is going to load the bases with no outs. And Coach Vinny Carone's going to head to the mound. It looks like it's going to be a pitching change for the Tornadoes. Pfeiffer with a big opportunity here. Stick with us. Top of the 7th. Tornadoes 6. Falcons 3. So Jacob Wild enters the game for the Tornadoes, and a precarious situation for any reliever. Bases loaded, no outs, and C.J. Acosta, the 5-hole hitter, at the plate. Big challenge here for Wild and the Tornado defense. Tornadoes leading by 3. First pitch called strike. And just missing there on the outside part of the plate. So 1-1 count. Wood on deck for the Falcons. Bases are juiced with no outs. Pitch there delivers. Good looking pitch from Wild. 1-2. Acosta's going to foul that down the left field line, but foul over towards the hill here at Brevard College, where you'll see mountain bike trails, disc golf holes, all sorts of activity here on a March afternoon. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch outside. Hayden Jennings might have just saved a run there by getting his glove on that baseball. Pitch was very far off the plate, and had it gotten past Jennings, certainly you may have seen the runners on the move. And a swing and a miss, just what the doctor ordered, a strikeout of Acosta. Can't ask for anything better in a bases loaded, no out situation. Wild comes through big time. So now with 1 down, Wild's mission continues now against Austin Wood. First pitch called strike. One, two, the count. The pitch from Wild, fouled off. Wood able to keep it alive there. Huge strikeout to start this inning by Wild. This appearance by Wild as force play at the plate is made. Beautifully done by the Tornadoes defensively as Wild came home with the play for the force out, and that's 2 down. Great awareness by Wild to know he can make that play. So Wild with a strikeout, and then gets the soft ground ball. And instead of making the play at first and yielding the run, zips it into Hayden Jennings at the catcher position, who steps on home plate for the force out. Mission continues for Wild. Now 1 out away from getting out of a bases loaded, no out jam. This is fouled off, traveled a long way. Oh, 2 the count. Bases loaded, 2 outs. A 6-3 lead for Brevard in the top of the 7th. The pitch. Outside, 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 with 2 outs. The pitch. Just missed. The faithful here at Gilcone Field thought they might have had him looking there. So now 2-2 the count to Bellantoni. Bellantoni rips this foul. Count remains 2-2. As this is popped up into center field for out number 3. Brilliantly done by Jacob Wild, inheriting that no out bases loaded situation and getting out of the jam. 7th inning stretch time here at the Gill. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th. Tornadoes 6, Pfeiffer 3. So Hayden Jennings, Logan Sawyer, Kel Ayler due up for the Tornadoes here in the bottom of the 7th. Tornadoes coming off a exciting top of the 7th where reliever Jacob Wild came through big time. Inherited a no outs bases loaded situation, a strikeout, then a force out that Wild made the play defensively on, and then a fly out to center to end the inning. Eason continuing his outing for Pfeiffer as Pyle fouls off a couple pitches. 2-2 the count. Pitch there high, 3-2. walk, so Jennings will take first base. That'll bring up Logan Sawyer. So Sawyer, the talk of the town yesterday after the walk-off two-run shot that gave Brevard a 13-11 win in Game 1 of this series, steps to the plate, showing bunt. He fouls that off. Update from women's lacrosse. At the half, Brevard 10, Greensboro 6. Just next door to us here at Heis-Lamel Family Field. Senior day for the Brevard College women's lacrosse team, and so far a fruitful one for the Tornadoes. Here's the 0-2 to Sawyer. It's fouled out of play. Cale Ayler on deck. Frankie Vasquez in the hole as this is fouled back. Eason has been very effective, allowing the one walk to Hayden Jennings, but that's it. No hits, no runs allowed. Currently, after 2 1/3 innings pitched, as this is hit foul down the right field line this time. First base coach for the Tornadoes, assistant coach Cam Cook. At third base, assistant coach Steve Huckey. Grounder to short, double play ball potentially, and force out's going to be made at second as Sawyer beats it out. So one down here. I'll bring up Cale Ayler. Cale Ayler with a blast to right field, and it is gone. Cale Ayler with the home run to deep right field, a 2-run shot. Big time blast from Ayler, his 6th home run of the season, and an 8-3 lead for Brevard. Vasquez follows the Ayler home run with a base hit. And that'll bring up Morton. And a visit to the mound for Pfeiffer head coach Craig Bolton. We'll take a quick break here at Gilcone Field. So Luke Morton will step to the plate as Tornadoes with some insurance runs here in the bottom of the seventh. Now leading 8-3. Morton lays down the bunt. And he's able to advance the runner on the sacrifice. So now 2 outs. So Nico Bartolotti will step to the plate with now a runner on second. That's Vasquez. Bartolotti, first pitch swinging. It's a fair ball down the left field line. Vasquez is going to be sent home, and that's going to be a double for Nico Bartolotti. So the big inning continues for the Tornadoes. A RBI double for Nico Bartolotti, scoring Frankie Vasquez. Earlier in the inning, a home run blast by Cale Ayler as this is lifted to center field, and that'll be out number 3, first pitch swing in Bousquet. But Tornadoes do more damage, and we head to the top of the 8th. Tornadoes ahead 9-3. pinch hitter for Pfeiffer to start this 8th inning. It's Hayden Furr, as Jacob Wild, who was just outstanding in the last inning, continues his relief appearance. As a home run right there from the pinch hitter, Furr. And that'll make it 9-4. Now a 5-run game at Gilcone Field. So the home run from Furr, that brings up Ashby. And Wild will go back to work. Foul tip, strike one. More action in the Tornado bullpen. We'll see if we can ID that player. One, two, the count. Pitch from Wild. Jennings thought he had him framing that pitch, but it's going to be a ball. 2-2. Pitch from Wild. Outside. Ball 3. So the count runs full against the 9-hole hitter Ashby, who's played a nice game defensively out in center field for the Falcons. And a swing and a miss there. Another strikeout for Wild, and Ashby's retired. That'll bring up Javier. So Joe Javier will step to the plate now with 1 out, nobody on. Caden Tootin warming up for the Nados in the bullpen. Sophomore righty. Pitch from Wild. Outside. 2-0. That pitch misses high and inside. 3-0 the count. Pitch is low, ball 4. And Barrett will step to the plate. Levi Barrett, 1 for 3, a walk and a run scored as an appeal to first. And first base umpire claims that he doesn't go around, so ball 1. And here's the 1-0. Across the plate, 1-1. Comes the 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2 the count. Pitch there high, 2-2. Pfeiffer with 4 runs on 7 hits, 2 errors. Brevard 9 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. Swing and a miss. Wild with his 3rd strikeout of the game. Barrett goes down swinging. That'll bring up Lohr. So now 2 down, runner at first, that's Javier. And Wild. The pitch to Lohr. This is well struck to right field. And the Tornadoes able to make the play out there in right. What a job by Logan Sawyer. That ball traveled a long way. And Sawyer able to make the play at the warning track. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Your score, Brevard 9, Pfeiffer 4. Update from women's lacrosse at Ice Lamel Family Field. In the 3rd period, Brevard 10, Greensboro 6. So changes for the Falcons. Levi Barrett, who was the designated hitter, is now pitching. And new catcher is Welch, as this is blasted by Granada to left field for a base hit. Ninth hit of the game for the Tornadoes. That'll bring up CP Pyle. Tornadoes ahead 9-4 here. Bottom of the 8th. Tornadoes big innings in the 4th with 4 runs, in the 7th with 3 runs. CP Pyle, a 2-for-4 day with an RBI and a run scored. Looking to continue that success. 0-1 the count. The new pitcher, Barrett. Grounder to short, and runner aboard. Be an error on the shortstop. Hayden Jennings steps to the plate. Pitch there, just missing. So Logan Sawyer steps to the plate. Base is now loaded for the Tornadoes, so big opportunity here for the Tornadoes to cash in even further. Now a 3-0 count to Sawyer. And that pitch missing, ball 4. So that'll bring home a run on the RBI walk by Sawyer. And a wild pitch there is going to score another run. Actually ruled a hit by pitch as Ayler will take first. So add another run to the Tornadoes now with their 11th run of the game. So Gusa now the pitcher for Pfeiffer. Frankie Vasquez at the plate. Bases loaded. Tornadoes now up by 7. 2 runs here in the bottom of the 8th. And still no outs. First pitch there. Called strike. Pitch outside, 1-1. That pitch fouled away. Frankie Vasquez, 1 for 3 with 2 runs scored and a walk. Bases loaded opportunity here. Is that pitch outside? Tornadoes have benefited from a few big innings trying to expand on a 2-run 8th here to get their lead even further along as base hit from Vasquez as runners are sent home. 2 runs will score on the 2 RBI single to left field for Frankie Vasquez. As Sawyer and Jennings both come home to score. Morton lifts this to shallow center field. Shortstop able to make the play. So Nico Bartolotti at the plate. 1-1 the count. Gusa on the mound for the Falcons. Gusa listed as an infielder, but seeing action here at the pitcher position. That's fouled off by Bartolotti. 2-2. Vasquez, the runner at first. Cale Ayler at second. Nico Bartolotti at the plate with 1 out. Tornadoes ahead by 9, looking for even more as liner here to center field is going to score Ayler, so an RBI single for Bartolotti. So Hunter Bousquet steps to the plate as another run came home there on the Bartolotti RBI single. And now a 5-run bottom of the 8th. A 4-run 4th, a 3-run 7th, and a 5-run 8th have put the Tornadoes in the driver's seat. Still just 1 out here, so even more damage could be done. See what Hunter Bousquet can do. And this is clubbed to left field. It's traveling a long way, and that's a home run for Hunter Bousquet. A 3-run shot to left. So with the Bousquet home run, it's a run rule win for Brevard College. 17-4. The Tornadoes, 17 runs on 12 hits, 1 error. And Pfeiffer, 4 runs, 7 hits, and 2 errors. Big days at the plate for several Tornadoes. Cale Ayler, 3 for 4 with a home run, 3 RBIs, 4 runs scored. Hunter Bousquet with the home run right there, 3-run shot, so 3 RBIs for Bousquet, also 2 runs scored and a walk. CP Pyle with a big day, 2 for 5 with 2 runs scored and an RBI. Logan Sawyer went 1 for 4 with 2 runs scored and a walk. Frankie Vasquez, 2 for 4, 3 runs scored, 2 RBI. Nico Bartolotti, 2 for 4, a double, and 3 RBI. So big days at the plate. 12 hits in total, 17 runs for the Tornadoes. And pitching staff for the Tornadoes came through big as well. Searcy was outstanding as the starting pitcher with 6 innings pitched, allowing 3 runs, 5 hits, had 3 strikeouts. And then Jacob Wild, cannot understate his performance. 2 innings pitched, allowing just 1 run, 1 hit, 3 strikeouts. But what a job he did coming in with a bases loaded, no outs situation and getting 3 consecutive outs to really keep Pfeiffer at bay. Tornadoes benefit from 3 huge innings. This 8th inning with 8 runs, the 7th inning with 3 runs, the 4th inning with 4 runs, also scored back in the 2nd and 3rd, a run apiece. Tornadoes had their lead cut to 2-1 in the top of the 4th by Pfeiffer and had their lead cut to 6-3 in the 5th, but outscored Pfeiffer 11-1 in the final 3 innings to take the 17-4 win. Well, feel-good victory for Brevard. They win the series in the USA South Conference and improve to 4-2 in USA South Conference play. Pfeiffer falls to 2-4. Next up for Brevard College will be another home series next weekend, Saturday. 2 games against NC Wesleyan. Doubleheader starts at noon. And then game 3 of the series 1 week from today, March 30th, on the Sunday at 1 p.m. So that'll do it for all of us here at Brevard College. Big thanks to Sports Information Director Joseph Marvin, Sports Information Assistant Eric Freet, Tom Percival Smith Can call him DJ Tom moving forward. Maybe DJ TPS. And handling the music for us. And big thanks to James Laycock pushing all the buttons behind the scenes as our producer. And thank you, NATO Nation, for continuing to tune in to Brevard College Tornado Athletics. Your final score for the final time, Brevard 17, Pfeiffer 4. Tornadoes win. We'll see you next time. Go Tornadoes.